I don't know. Is it recording? Are we live? I don't know. I'm over there looking and I don't see shit.
Look at the bottom corner. Is the timer moving?
It says record. I'm recording, but I don't know if I'm streaming. So
It's got the live timer moving.
Yeah, it starts 30 seconds, but I don't see it. There we go. All right, we're live. I'm sorry,
What's up,
guys.
everybody?
Hold on.
It's alive!
Like button, fool.
Hey!
Hey,
All right, hold on.
Back in.
Nah.
Put some respect on my name.
Huh?
You understand me? You understand my name? Put some respect on it.
Welcome to the King David Super Show.
Hit the like button, fool.
Shout out to T-Swizzle.
what's up, everybody?
What's going down?
It's going down.
You know you're my man. You my man. You're my favorite motherfucker on the planet, right? You know that, 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 right?
Yes, sir.
You know why?
Put some respect on my
Put
name.
some respect on his
You
name.
understand me? You understand
Get
my
it.
name? Put some respect on it.
Hit the like
Let's
button,
get it.
fool.
Hey.
Back at it.
It's going down.
Yeah. Hey.
Hit the like button.
2 a.m. We in the building. Trying to get them M's, yeah, them millions. Trying to make a deal. About to hit the road, hit the bird. It's a word. $1,000 a hand, you know the man. We in the land, we understand. Doing what we can and what we will.
Hit the like button, fool.
Hey, you best chill.
We have to pause for the cause. This portion of the King David Super Show is brought to you in part by Diet Dr. Pepper when you just need more. The Rivers Casino, thank you for your money. Thank you for your money. And you don't drive right, you ain't. You heard him. You heard the Dave. You heard the Dave. You heard the Dave. If you don't,
Got what can.
exactly. Oh, I got some new shit here. Check this out.
Come on down.
I know, right? I think is my audio low?
You tell me the sound effects?
Yeah, I think it's low. Hold
A
on.
little low.
Hold on. Stand by. Hold on. Let me go to my shit here.
What did he win, Bob?
I don't know. You want a piece of shit. You want a piece of shit, folks. Hold on. Stand by there, Bob. Okay. If you had to suck a dick or you had to die, what would you do?
I died, bro.
I
died.
Oh man, he chose to not be
Or the other person would die.
he'd rather die than
The other
suck a
The other person
So if
would
he had
die,
to
bro.
suck a dick or he had to die, what would it be?
Stop the cap.
I'd die, bro. Shit, the other person to die trying that shit.
I'd rather die, Bill. Bink, I'd rather die. Oh, let me
Yeah.
see. Let me figure
The other
this shit.
person to die trying to pull that stuff.
Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I see what the problem is. Stand by. Check this out. Hold on, Bink. Stand by, Bink. Hold on. Let me see what we got here. This is a learned. Hold on. Would you rather suck a dick or would you die? Stand by. And one more time. Would you rather suck a dick or die? I choose die, Bob. Welcome to the King David Super Show. How's everybody doing today?
You got.
What's going on? I'd like to send a shout out to my niece, Eva. She made me this really amazing Mandalorian cup. Thank you, Eva. She knows I like to drink Diet Dr. Pepper, but I'm kind of trying coffee right now. I'm trying coffee, and I'm just trying to wean myself off of sugar, and I've been drinking coffee. Shout out to Hanger Roasters, Hanger Coffee Brewery,
Yes, sir.
8800 Telephone Road. Dimitri Papadopoulos, that's my homie.
Go get you some.
Go get you some coffee. What's going on? What's been going on with you, man? You've been all over the place, bro. You've been running on what? 2 days of no sleep?
Almost. Yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah, pretty much.
What you been up to? So you've been kind of just
Shoot, man, I was MIA. I got really, really sick last week.
You had COVID, or you thought you had COVID, right?
No, bro, I tested negative for everything.
Huh.
Tested negative for everything. My temperature was over 105 3 nights in a row.
That is crazy. 105 is like lethal. Your brain is cooking.
Yeah, it is. It was, bro. I was hallucinating. Took myself to the hospital. I had been taking ibuprofen and Tylenol 3, man, 'cause my whole body was aching. These are the symptoms I had, man. I was having severe headaches. I was nauseated, body aches all over, shivers. If I ate any like real food, I feel like I was gonna throw up.
Yeah.
And my temperature was fluctuating, man, between like 102 and 105.
How long were you going through that process?
From Wednesday to Sunday, bro. Sunday evening is when I started feeling normal.
That was miserable.
Yeah, I went to the hospital, and they just told me to keep doing ibuprofen and Tylenol.
They didn't give you any, what is that shit called? The shit they put Trump on. You didn't have COVID. You were negative.
Nah, I was negative for everything, man. Negative on flu, negative on COVID, negative on the RSV.
What was the difference between that and your COVID experience?
COVID was, it was simple. I didn't have the headaches like that. I had full body aches. This time, with this stuff, I lost my taste for like 3 hours one day.
Yeah.
Never lost my smell. I was sweating like crazy. Man, I went through 8 t-shirts one day.
Damn.
That's how bad I was sweating, like I jumped in the pool. Or like somebody took a water hose and was just like...
So you just had to hose yourself down. So your body's just overheating.
It's crazy, man. I was sweating like crazy. And now while I was at the hospital, I had just took some ibuprofen, so I had my temperature down to 98.8.
Yeah.
I'm at the hospital. They take my vitals and stuff. Everything is normal. And then I started getting the headaches start coming in, the shivers start coming in real, real bad. I was shivering so bad it had my whole body hurt more because all my muscles were just clenched up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was aching like hell. My muscles were like overtime.
Huh.
And I told the guy, I said, man, take my temperature again. So he took my temperature again, and it was 102.9. It had jumped, 4, almost 5 degrees.
That is crazy. That is a very wild
and they still sent me home.
They should have admitted you.
I said, man, I thought y'all was gonna take me. They was like, doc said ibuprofen, Tylenol. So I said, man, give me ibuprofen right now so I can keep my temperature down while I drive home.
Were you dealing with a doctor or a PA?
Doctor.
Okay. And I am really shocked that they did not admit you. Because
Yeah.
normally they're supposed to at least put you on. I had a similar, well, not a similar situation, but the way that it was, like with me, was they admitted me into the hospital and they would not release me because they put me on an IV until my fever was gone.
They ain't do none of that. I said, boy, y'all gonna give me some fluids?
That's kind of malpractice. If you, from my experience, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to keep you there until your temperature is down. And then the fact that your temperature fluctuated 4 degrees within an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, hey, bro, I feel dizzy. I feel like I'm going to have to pass out here or something. He's like, well,
Nah.
the doc said,
Foreigner, right?
Doc said.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble with nobody.
I'm not gonna say what I think. But
Yeah.
all right.
So,
Duly noted. You know what I'm saying? And this was at the VA, right?
yeah, it was at the VA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, Joe.
So I said, give me ibuprofen. I get my temperature down so I can drive myself home.
Yeah.
Drove myself home and just take care of myself
So
with the help of my family, man. Shout out to my family.
shout out to the fam.
I
Shout out to the fam. Shout out to the Swin family.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Swin family. We love you. We love you. Love you. Love you. Love you.
Put some respect on my name.
Love the Swin
You understand
family.
me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
You heard
Put
it.
some respect on my name.
You heard it. Shout out to the Swin family. But
sir.
yeah, I had my COVID experience was really weird. I was in Colombia. I flew to Medellin, Colombia, and I was there for a couple of days. And the thing is, you have to do a rapid PCR within 48 hours of your flight from going and returning.
Yeah.
So the thing was, I did not want to be stuck in the airport, the day of waiting for, results and this, that, and the other. So I went the day prior.
Yeah.
Went to the day prior. So I went to the day prior, got the rapid PCR, and that same day, right after I test negative, there's a fucking parade. And there's like about 10,000 people. I shit you not. It's
Yeah,
like
you called me live from the parade.
10,000 fucking people at this fucking parade. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, okay. Didn't think anything of it, but I'm at the same time, I'm like, this is a little reckless. You over here being around all these fucking people like the day before you're supposed to fly home.
Yeah.
The thing is, normally whenever I fly home, international travel, whenever I would get home, I would always get what I call it the airline crud. Okay, or I call it the travel crud. So usually whenever you're on, leaving from one country to another, you always get like a little bug. It's kind of normal, I guess in my experience. But I never really thought anything of it because the thing is like most drugs you can buy over the counter whenever you leave the country. Mm-hmm. So you can buy amoxicillin, you can buy a Z-Pack, you can buy penicillin, you can buy
yeah, you can get your hands on
performance
anything.
enhancing, yeah, strongman,
PEDs.
yeah, performance enhancing drugs, clenbuterol, that shit that Canelo puts in his tacos. You can put all,
HGH,
yeah,
steroids,
exactly. All that shit's over the counter. So the thing is like I knew, I always buy like my drugs before I leave the country, and as long as you're not, bringing like enough to sell to redistribute, it's kind of just like they just turn a blind eye to it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But so
did you get the fountain of youth serum?
I don't even know what that is.
I'm just joking, bro.
I don't even know what that is. I'm late to the party on that one.
Just joking.
So anyway, I get home and I noticed that I had the crud, and, and usually it's just like a lot of mucus, just I'm like, okay, I got the crud, got the airline crud. I used to always get this shit on the way back from Thailand, so I put myself on a Z-Pack. All right. So the problem was before I had like 2 or 3 doctor friends here in the States, and whenever I would get this shit, I'd call them up like, hey, I need you to write me a prescription for a Z-Pack, and they would get all bent out of shape because like before, like it was weird. Like within the last 5 years, opioids was the easiest shit to get. You just write a prescription, done. Now nobody wants to write prescriptions for anything that's considered opioid, or they don't want to write you prescriptions for any kind of antibiotics. At the same time, it's like, well, you don't need this. I'm like, who the fuck are you to tell me what I need and what I don't need? I understand how my body reacts. You know what I'm saying? I understand how my body reacts towards certain shit because I've been flying for 15 years. I have the fucking crud. This works. So as soon as I get home, I put myself on a 6-day or a 4-day Z-Pack.
Yeah. And
within 4 days, whatever it is, it's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't matter what the fuck you were doing. It kills everything. It's the hear all, kill all, gets rid of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the eradicator.
Listen here, doc.
Look here,
you
doc.
don't have the right to tell me what I need.
Yeah, don't nobody tell me I'm fucking whatever but me. You know what I'm saying? So, don't tell me, doc. Don't tell me, doc. Don't tell me. Look here, fucker. Don't tell me what I can do with my body. Whatever. My body's my temple, and I do what the fuck that I want. You understand me, doc? You understand me, doc? You understand me?
You know what's crazy, bro? I told the doc, I said, hey, I am in pain. I say, give me some hydrocodone or some morphine. And the doc was like, no. Nope. I say, ma'am, I can't even sleep. I'm in so much pain, I can't sleep. And she's like, why you can't sleep? I just told you I'm in pain.
They don't care.
I say, my whole body hurts. And it's like every injury I've ever had was like on 10. Yeah. It's like it all came back.
But they won't even admit you, though. So it's like if your pain is on 10, but they won't admit you, but they won't treat you.
Yeah.
We have a very broken system. It's like they just want to put a fucking Band-Aid on the problem, and they don't want to solve it, and they want to give you a bill.
They wanted to give me a shot of Toradol, and that don't do anything.
Right. So,
it's for the inflammation. Like, I'm not inflamed anywhere.
And more importantly, I have the right to refuse. I have the right to refuse whatever it is you're trying to give me because I understand. Like, for example, when I was in the Navy, I used to request a bicillin shot because it was the only thing that was effective. And number one, that motherfucker hurts. Okay, you ever had a bicillin shot? That fucker hurts because it's frozen. They're putting something frozen in your body. You know what I'm saying? So your body's 98 degrees, and they're putting something cold in there, and it feels like just something it feels like a brick that's going right into you. So for me to be that fucking sick to request that needle, because whatever you have, it's gone in 3 hours. That's one thing I love about the bicillin shot. So whenever I would go in there, like, you don't need it. Why do you need it? I'm like, dude, I understand my body. I don't want to sit here and go through 7 days of misery by you putting me on a cold pack, because that's what they would do. They give you a fucking cold pack, go through 7 days of misery. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, fuck this. Just give me the goddamn shot.
Motrin and Naproxen.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, fuck that. And you're miserable for fucking 7 days versus me. Give me the fucking needle. We're good in 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So anyway, coming back from Colombia, I get home. I'm all fucked up. I put myself on the medicine, but I ran out. I only had half of it. So on the third day after I ran out, I didn't have the scratchy throat, didn't have a cough, didn't have a fever, but it was weird because I started losing my phlegm levels were through the roof. So I was putting myself on Sudafed and like a Mucinex to kind of dry me up. And then about 4 days later, lost my sense of taste, lost my sense of smell, and it was gone for 3 weeks. It was the weirdest shit. There's nothing more debilitating than losing one of your senses or losing two. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're blind. It's like you're fucking blind to the world. It's like the only thing that I could taste was salt and pickles. Anything that was sour or salt. That's the only thing that I could taste. It was very fucking strange. Very, very, very strange. So,
shit, I've been blind for a day.
What was that like?
It was scary as hell.
What happened?
Bumped heads with somebody playing basketball, man. We were playing ball at the park. Somebody set a screen on me. I ran around. And then there was like a second one. I ran around that. And I bumped heads with another guy. We hit foreheads. I saw stars. Everything went black and white. Then everything went black. And I rubbed my eyes. Went like this. I couldn't see anything but pitch black. I tried to walk. I started losing my balance because I couldn't see where I was going. I rubbed my eyes. It was just pitch black. So I sat down. I hollered for my twin brother. And he's like, what's going on? I said, bro, I can't see, man. I can't see. He said, what? I said, I can't see. I can't see anything. I said, and I started crying because I thought I was going to be blind forever.
Yeah. I
told him, I said, man, you're going to have to walk me home.
So you had to walk home from the park from there?
Yeah. I mean,
That's a long walk.
I had my hand on his shoulder. He walked me home. Got to the door. Check this out. Got to the door. My mother and father was home. My mother said, what's wrong? He said, Tony can't see. My dad said, he'll be all right. Go lay your ass down. I was like, what? My dad was like, shit, I got knocked blind for 3 days playing football. He said, somebody hit me. He said, I got knocked blind 3 days. He said, it'll come back.
That freaked me out.
Yeah. So I'm sitting.
There's no way you could unfuck my mind.
Bro, I'm sitting on the couch.
There's nothing you could tell me that would unfuck my mind.
I'm sitting on the couch in the living room. And probably about later on that night, man, I saw stars and everything came back. But it came back black and white. Probably 15, 20 minutes later, it came back color. Yeah.
That is weird. So did you ever have like a physician give you an explanation or prognosis?
Oh, no, bro. Never went to the doctor.
You ever tell a physician that?
No, never, man. And one time I lost vision in my right eye from stress.
What happened there?
Man, getting out the military, bro. I'll tell you the story. Man, I was going, crazy marriage. Wife had spent up all the money. I was getting out of the military. It was my end of enlistment, but I was still getting separation pay.
End of obligated service, right?
Exactly.
EAOS? Yeah.
So I'm supposed to get $20,000, but I had requested an early out, like what was it, like 1 month out?
That's considered early out?
Yeah, I requested 1 month early out.
Yeah.
To get out.
Yeah.
So they didn't tell me that voided the separation pay because it changed my EOS and I didn't complete my original EAOS.
Oh, wow.
So they didn't tell me they knew this.
They didn't tell you this in TAP class?
They didn't tell me this in the admin office. Didn't tell me that. So when I went in there to go check, I said, all right, how much I'm getting separation? I don't worry about it. You going to get it? They knew that I wasn't going to get it. So I get to Seattle.
Wow.
I get to Seattle.
Motherfuckers.
And I go in the admin office. I'm doing my out process because you can't process out overseas. So I'm in Seattle, Washington, processing out.
Right.
And
they couldn't just put you on BCS holds for another 7 days or something like that?
Well, that whole time I'm there, it was like I'm supposed to be there for 6 weeks anyway, getting processed out.
Right.
So I say, well, how much separation pay I'm getting? He said, oh man, they ain't tell you? When you put that early out in, man, you voided that. You ain't getting nothing. So I didn't have a job lined up because the TAP class transition assistance program. Overseas don't have jobs lined up for guys stateside. You know?
Yeah.
So I didn't have a job on the way home. And I was like, man, I was banking on that money so I could survive till I found something would have worked.
Right. I mean, at least it would have covered you for almost a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so
It
I'm
gave you
like,
at least a year just kind of just figure it out. And then on top of that, you can file for unemployment, you know?
yeah.
So-
So I'm like,
yeah.
bro, I'm getting out the military. I'm flat broke. I had no job. I got a family to take care of. And so, man, I started stressing. Next thing I know, like the next day immediately, bro, I lost vision in my right eye. It just went all gray. Couldn't see anything out of it. Went to the eye doctor, and they did like this, like 3D X-ray. You could see all inside the eye. I had a blister inside my eye.
Yeah.
It developed from stress. It was like a blister you get on your hand or something like that.
Yeah.
It was one inside my eye filled up with fluid. The fluid was pressing on the inside of my eye, creating this dark spot, messing my vision up. So I can only see out my left eye.
So so do you feel like that was kind of equivalent to like a cataract or something like that? Was it like
No,
a fog? Was it kind of like you know,
Nah,
like, you
bro.
know like when you're driving and it's dirty and you just can't clean it? You know, was it like that?
No, it was straight gray, like straight dark gray. The whole,
So no color.
no vision. Out of the right eye. I'm left eye dominant, so I was like, okay, well, I got my left eye, and yeah, man. And what was crazy what the doctors told me. They kept looking at me funny. They was like, usually people that look like you don't get this. I say, what do you mean?
The fuck does that mean?
I say, what do you mean,
Yeah.
Doc? They say, this usually don't happen to black people. They say, this usually happens to white and Asian men. They said, we've never seen this. And through like the history, and the study of like eye medicine or whatever,
Yeah.
it's like, this happens to white and Asian men. I say, well, I'm not white or Asian.
I'm Black Chinaman.
I say, I'm black. They say, well, so they couldn't process me out because I wasn't fit for duty. You had to be like fit before they could release you to the release you to the
Okay,
world.
so
That pushed me. They put my EAOS back to the original date. So I wound up being in Seattle for the full time of my enlistment. I wound up getting my separation pay.
oh, so you did get it.
Yeah, because I was at my original.
So they
EOS.
tried to fuck you then. So honestly, that was kind of like maybe a blessing in disguise.
Divine
that you got,
intervention.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's how I look at it. No pun intended.
Yeah. Well, you got. Sometimes shit happens for a reason. Like you
Yeah.
know, somehow if the Lord knows you're getting fucked over, he's gonna point you in the right direction, whether you like it or not. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna have to fuck you up, but you're gonna learn a lesson.
Yeah.
You know.
What was crazy, man, is my vision came back right after
Have you had any regression since that has transpired? Have you had any issues ever since then?
it's still like a slight wave, or like blurriness in my right, because like I think that like the blister bust and the fluid came out and it like went down. It's almost completely flat.
Are you on any kind of medication for that?
No, there's no medication. Only thing that can fix stuff like that is laser surgery.
And
But they said it's gonna be like that.
fuck
But-
that.
But I got my color back and everything, but it's still a slight blurriness, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Right after I met my ELS, my sight came back. I said, "Oh, well, thank you, God."
Let me tell you something, man. I went through. I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but I think I talked about it like on something like a different platform.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when we were supposed to go to Colombia?
Yeah.
And literally the day before we were supposed to go, that Friday before we were supposed to fly to Colombia,
Mm-hmm.
I got vertigo.
Yep.
Okay. Let me tell you something, people. That is the worst shit ever. There's nothing more, like I said, there's nothing more debilitating than losing, one of your functions, or, your sight, your sense of smell, taste, hearing, vision, so, or touch or balance. I think that was probably the worst. I don't think there's nothing more. I honestly felt like I was being punished because, one day I'm just driving. I was on live. Actually, I was on Facebook Live, and I'm like, I don't feel good. I'm literally on live, and I'm like, I don't feel good. I like the room is spinning. You know what I'm saying? And the best way I could describe it is like your entire world is doing this. And it's like you're seasick, but even when you close your eyes, your body still thinks you're seasick. So you can't even escape it. It's inescapable.
Mm-hmm.
So you're nauseous. You're fucking nauseous all the time. And it's like, you know, you're a prisoner in your own soul. You know what I'm saying? And it's non-fucking stop. It's like, you know, so I'm like, okay, it was very mild symptoms in the very beginning. And then it progressively just got fucking worse. So my girl was here. Actually, yeah, my girl came by. It was a Friday night. And we were supposed to leave the country the next day. Yeah. And I'm like, nope, ain't going nowhere. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck that flight.
Domingo Gigante.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck that flight. Fuck that flight. Ain't happening. You know? And we went to the emergency room.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to a bullshit emergency room. I went to a Methodist. You know what I'm saying? You know, where you have skilled specialists, they have neurologists there, they have very intelligent teams. Okay, if you have good insurance, that's where you go.
Yeah.
You know?
Methodist.
Doesn't your
Houston Texans, the Astros.
Doesn't your mom works for them, right?
My mom works for Methodist.
Yeah. And they're a very world-class, I mean, just stellar group of people, intelligent people. You know what I'm saying? Good.
They got top of the line, man. Their doctors get flown all over the world to work, man.
Yeah. So I felt like, okay, I'm in good hands. Okay.
Yeah.
So I went to like a kind of a reduced, like urgent care branch of Methodist, but it wasn't the main campus. So I went there and they, just like what you said, fever. My fever was high, so they put me on an IV. They did an MRI. Okay. Cause I thought I was having a fucking stroke. Okay. Cause I thought my brain was bleeding. I'm literally driving home and I called my girl. I'm like, I think I'm having a fucking stroke. Because I started going numb. The whole right side of my face was going numb. I don't know if that was, what do you call it? What do you call that? When you're anxious, you know, you kind of feel like the tingling.
Panic attack?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was having the worst panic. I've never had a panic attack in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a gambler. You know what I'm saying? And I don't never have panic attacks. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't really know what the fuck to think. I didn't know what to think. I'm just like, okay, this is weird. What the fuck is going on? Okay. And for me to admit myself, it's got to be serious. It's got to be beyond serious because I don't like going to doctors. I don't like shots. I'm like, okay, do what you need to do. I'm like, do what you need to do. Let's go.
Same way,
you know what I'm saying? And so I was a trooper. Thank God. You know, my mom was like, David, don't cancel your insurance. Don't cancel your insurance. Don't cancel your insurance. And I'm like, thank Mom, you're right. You're right. Yeah. You have to have fucking good medical insurance. I'm self-employed, PPO, Blue Cross Blue Shield, unlimited. I have a no cap limit on my fucking insurance, but you pay for it. You get exactly what you fucking pay for. Let me tell you something. You know how much it cost for me to stay in that hospital for fucking 5 days? $60,000. $60,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So getting, you know, so I'm in the medical facility, they do an MRI, they put me on an IV, they do an EKG, and they just standard blood work, full blood work. And they're like, we can't find anything. You know what I'm saying? So it subsided mildly. Okay. So my symptoms kind of subsided mildly, but when I was laying in the prone position, it kind of just chilled out. But as soon as I got up and started walking again, I couldn't walk. So the thing that kind of pissed me off, and again, they sent me a bill for $10,000 fucking dollars, right? And they send me home at 4 a.m. So I got there around 9, and I was released at 4:30.
Just to make you feel good.
Hey there, buddy. Let's go and give you a nice stiff dick in the ass. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's like a nice big stick in the ass. Hold on, I gotta find a sound effect for that. Yeah, nice big stick dick in the ass. You know, but so I didn't know what the fuck to think, you know.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta adjust the volume for that one because that did me no justice. A nice big stick dick in the ass, right there. There you go. So so we go home. We go home that night, and I wake up the next morning. I can't get out of bed. I can't even get out of bed. I'm like, babe, it's worse. It's worse. It's like so. What ends up happening was my eyes were just doing this nonstop. And essentially what happens is if you have vertigo, there's 2 different kinds of vertigo. There's vertigo where you actually have crystals in your ears. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like a natural check and balance. It does all the balance corrections, which talks to your brain. Okay. If those are out of whack, you're fucked. Okay. In my situation, I had an infection on the nerve that those crystals communicate to. Those were inflamed. So they had to put me under. So when I came back, they're like, look, this is outside of our expertise. Do you want to go to the big house? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I can't deal with this anymore. Because they basically says, look, there's nothing we can do. You need to be under a team of neurologists.
Yeah.
And that's at the main campus. Do you want to go? I'm like, absolutely. Let's go. They're like, I'm like, they're over here talking to me like I'm broke. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what it costs. Let's go.
Let's go.
They call me. They take me via ambulance. We're there in like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so they had me under an observation unit. So if you ever have the opportunity to go to a medical facility, it's kind of like Dr. House. That's what that is. They're studying you.
Mm-hmm.
They had a team. They have 2 teams of neurologists that were studying my behavior. And I loved it because I had the best care. Like, in all seriousness, shout out to Methodist Hospital. Thank you. Thank you for employees, staff, nurses, RNs, doctors, neurologists. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Weiner, man. Spine specialist
seriously.
over there. Huh?
Thank you.
Work with the Houston, Texas, man.
Methodist Hospital. You guys are stellar, second to none. I have even the food was fantastic. Even the food service workers, just amazing people. Thank you for taking care of me. I mean, money was well worth it. Thank you so much. So they sent all these people to come and talk to me. That I had a chaplain to come and talk to me. He looked like an ex-rock star, ex-drugger. Yeah. Oh, it was awesome. I felt like I was talking to like George.
Parted and found price.
Oh, dude. The dude, you know who you remind me of? Fucking, who's Cabo Wabo? Who is that? Who is that? Van Halen.
Hey.
David Lee Roth.
Oh, yeah, David Lee Roth.
Yo, what's going on? It's time with David Lee Roth. Oh, yeah.
Van Halen, man. Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, his energy was just here. You know, he had long hair and everything. I'm like, it's like David Lee Roth is a chaplain. Ugh. Oh, wow. They sent this ex-rock star to come check me out. I love it.
Yeah.
So he's over here telling me about his life and how he found God and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, dude, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So then they sent somebody to come and do, what do you call it? Rehab. So they would lay me down on the bed and they would kind of do these adjustments to to do these treatments to kind of like try to get to trigger. What they're trying to do is they're trying to simulate the problem to see if this is it. So they're doing all these massage is not the word, but they're doing like these adjustments to kind of see to re-aggravate the problem to see if this is what the real problem is. And what happens was it was not the problem. So they would have to. So they had to put the wristband on me, which means I'm a trip hazard, fall hazard.
Yeah,
yeah. You're not even allowed to go to the bathroom by yourself. You know. And I'm like, all right, cool, I got it.
They want you busting your head.
No, no, I was not, dude. I was not allowed to do nothing, without supervision.
Yeah,
so my girl stayed with me 3 of 5 days. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my girl. I love you. Thank you for just being there because hospital beds suck. And she was just like really upset to kind of see all the needles and everything. And I'm like, look. I hate needles, fucking hate them. But when it's for the greater good, I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. And so it kind of upset her, and for her to see me like this. But I was kind of a trooper. I'm like, look, let's just, and I love the way that their philosophy is when you're in the hospital. They're like, what is your objective? I love it. They're like, what is your key objective? I'm like, I want you to solve my problem, and I want to feel better. That's it. I don't care how long it takes. Keep me here as long as it's necessary to get me better. Okay, this is not about money. This is about let's get the job done right the first time. So take whatever time you need and let's just do it right. And they finally figured it out. They did multiple MRIs, and then they do the MRI CT scan with the glow where they inject the dye into your bloodstream to kind of see if making sure that you don't have a stroke. So they figured it out. It's like they figured out what the problem was. It's like the nerves that your crystals are communicating to are infected. There's an infection in there. Okay, weird how that happened to me. Do you kind of see what I'm saying? They're like, that is not normal, for that to happen to somebody of your age, of this, that, and the other. That is not normal. That is very odd. So then the weird shit was the steroids they put me on fucked me up. Okay, the steroids they put me on fucked me up. When I went home, it took almost like 2 weeks. 2 weeks of steroids, and the shit makes you fat. I think I gained like 17 pounds, because the shit makes you hold your water. I think it's called prednisone. That's some bad shit. Okay, that's some bad shit. They put me on prednisone, and within fucking 2 weeks, I gained 17 pounds. And I'm like, oh, this is bullshit, bro. This is bullshit. So it's funny. I took myself off the medication. And I kind of went through some episodes because the shit was re-triggering. It was re-triggering. I'm like, dude, I'm getting fat, man. Fuck this. Yeah. Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? I'm barely eating anything, and I'm just blowing up like a cow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I called my doctor, and I'm like, dude, is there any alternative to this medication? They're like, nope. So I started, it's funny. I actually bought stock. I bought stock in prednisone. So prednisone is owned by Merck. Merck. Yeah. So
Merck is like $80, $90 a share?
Yeah. Yeah. So I bought stock in it because I started doing the research on it. So, if you're going to buy stock, buy shit that you actually use.
Yeah.
Pfizer, Merck.
I think Merck is big on cancer research.
It's
too.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
So I have
bought some right when COVID hit.
I have three of the. I think I have three medical stocks. Is Johnson & Johnson, Merck, and Pfizer. Literally every fucking quarter, I get a dividend. Every quarter. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of got into that whole Robin Hood shit, like during the crypto crash or whatever, or prior to the crypto crash.
Yeah, prior. Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, I never sold my Bitcoin. I didn't sell it. So Bitcoin I think is back over $30,000 right now. Yeah. But it crashed. It went down to like 19,000 or some shit like that. You had people that were buying it around 40 or 50 that just lost their ass, and they were just they were just panic selling it. So I all my crypto, I didn't sell it. The only thing I sold was my Doge. That was just a total fucking loss. I made no money on Doge. Zero. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so I just kind of was on the Robinhood app, and I'm just kind of just investing in things that I believe in. You know what I'm saying? T-Mobile, Disney, McDonald's,
Stable stocks.
Yeah, shit. Just things that you're actually a consumer of. You know what I'm saying? If I buy this shit on a day-to-day basis, might as well invest in it. CVS, Disney, Disney, owns Star Wars. They own everything.
They own everything.
They own everything. So Dr. Pepper, Keurig. A lot of people don't know Dr. Pepper and Keurig are the same company. I didn't even know that till I bought their fucking stock. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I found that out. I'm like, son of a bitch. Dr. Pepper and Keurig are the same company. Mm-hmm. Here's the biggest one. Tyson Foods. My biggest dividend is in medical and in fucking food. The cost of food in the last, 3 years is what? Doubled? Tripled?
Yeah.
But here's the biggest kicker. The cost of sugar has almost tripled in the last 3 years. Think about it. You bought a candy bar. Used to be what, 50 cents? You know how much a candy bar is now? $2. $2 for a fucking candy bar. Have you looked at the price of soda, Coca-Cola, Pepsi? To buy a fucking 12-pack of Coke is $8. That is insane. That is fucking insane, dude. So it's just it's just insane, the how delusional like our normal day-to-day cost of living has become. It's not even practical. It's not practical anymore. It's fucking it's literally, what we thought was delusional 3 years ago is like, it is the reality of what today is. Yeah. It is retarded,
You know what's crazy, bro?
Yeah.
When you went in the hospital that weekend, my grandmother went in the hospital for the same thing. My cousin went in the hospital for the same thing, vertigo.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Mm-hmm. What triggered it? Did they ever have any history of it?
My cousin has history of it. I also have an auntie, my grandmother's sister, who has a history of it. But my grandmother, that was the first time for her. And she's crawling, like they say, lose all balance, crawl on the floor because you can't walk.
I was crawling on. I literally was, when it happened to me, like I've never in my entire life felt like, I literally thought I was dying. I'm not joking. I got out of the bed. I was crawling was crawling to the toilet, and I'm like literally vomiting and shitting at the same time. So it's like ayahuasca. It's the best way I can describe it. If you ever done ayahuasca, that is it. That is the same shit. So I'm just thinking that I'm fucking dying, you know, and I'm just like, what did I do to deserve this?
Question. Would
Shoot.
you ever do ayahuasca?
In a controlled, yes.
Yeah, when you do it with the shamans, controlled
In
environment.
a controlled environment, yes. Yes. Because I want to experience the euphoria of DMT, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
So, because I want to actually have that out of body experience where I want to be able to see myself or to see my cord or to see whatever it is I want to see. I'll try anything once, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's under a controlled environment. So like we were talking about like when I got high, you know, I'm like, okay, I'll do it, but I'm going to be under, it's not like I'm under protest, but I'm doing it, but I'm going to tell you like, okay, shit stinks. I don't like it. My vocabulary is great. I have a headache, you know, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it just to kind of just for like, you know, in the name of science.
How'd you
know
learn about ayahuasca?
Howard Stern.
Oh, he's done it.
Robin Quivers, Howard Stern's co-host. She went on a pilgrimage to, I believe it was in Peru.
Yeah, Peru. A lot of people go to Peru.
And she went out there and she said that she did ayahuasca, and she said that it was just a very once in a lifetime experience.
It's spiritual.
Yeah. She said she had a spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
You know, afterwards. And she said that she has been a changed person. So I'm like, huh, okay. You know, so some people smoke DMT. I guess it's a shorter experience.
It's instant. It's instant. Soon as you hit it, man, you're out of your body. Ayahuasca is slow, but it's longer.
Right. You have experience with that, do you not?
Yeah, I did DMT one time.
What was that like?
It's just like the movie Doctor Strange. You shoot out your body, man. I shot out of my body. Like me, I'd never been high before. Never really messed with anything. My system was clean. But I was on a spiritual journey. And like they say, if you put it into the universe will, it's the universe's responsibility to give you an answer.
Right.
So I was looking for it.
So they say if you're looking for shit, you're gonna find it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one of my friends.
Did you get the shit?
One of my friends had it.
Did you have the shit?
One of my friends had some, so I tried it. I asked for it and it presented itself.
What does that cost?
Oh man, I don't know, bro. It's free.
Okay.
Free for me.
Was this here in town or were you out of the country?
In Texas, here in Houston.
Okay. Did you do it at home or did you do it like in a controlled?
Nah, I did it in a controlled environment.
Gotcha. Did you trip out? Did you have under somebody's supervision? What did they tell you while they were watching?
They just watch you just to make sure you don't like fall out the chair or nothing like that.
What what was their? So when they were observing you, what did they tell you?
I could hear them talking for a little bit. I could see them as I could see myself.
Right.
But shoot, man, they fizzled out the way. They went out. They kind of fizzled out the way, bro.
So they just said that your reactions were normal then.
I was sitting in the chair, man. I could look at myself, and I told myself to smile because at first I was spooked out because in the past as a kid, man, I had tried smoking marijuana, never got high. I had tried ecstasy one time before, it never did nothing to me. So I said, man, this probably ain't gonna do nothing either. And man, as soon as I hit it, man, I shot out of my body like half a football field. And I was standing back looking at myself sitting in the chair. And then I had to walk back up to myself, and the smoke was still coming out my mouth. And then my buddy had took it out of my hands because I had been doing a study on it, you know? You're supposed to hit it 3 times so you can flood your body with enough DMT so you can completely cross over.
Right.
Right?
Now, crossing over to where? In theory.
Some people say heaven.
Okay.
You know, but that also depends on what kind of person you are. You're a positive person. Are you living positive? Are you in a positive environment? Are you putting the right things in your body?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a bad person doing bad things, living bad,
yeah,
you're gonna see some bad shit. But that wasn't the case for me. So on the first hit, I guess my system being so clean, I shot out of my body on the first hit.
Right.
And man, I walked back up to myself. I waved in front of myself.
Shot out like a cannon, man.
Yeah. Just like Doctor Strange, man, in the first movie, man, when he shot back in that chair.
Yeah.
Just like, whoa. Man, and then everything went black, man. Exactly. Everything went black, and it was like this. There was this high pitch ringing, vibration sound. You know, and it's the same sound you hear when you try to astral project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you start vibrating on a higher frequency.
Yeah.
Same thing. So I was like, okay, I know what this is.
Yeah.
And then there was this beautiful feeling. Some people who are religious, who caught the Holy Ghost, a lot of people can relate, or they have similar situations that happen. It was that beautiful feeling. And then
how long did that last?
Man, I was out of my body for like 20, almost 30 minutes.
Now, can you describe the feeling you're describing? What is can you describe the beautiful, quote unquote, beautiful feeling? Can you describe what you felt, you saw, you heard?
Yeah, you have your consciousness there the whole time.
Okay.
You're just out of your body.
Right. What do you see?
Man, everything went completely black, but I was aware. And then it's like I was one with everything. People gonna think we crazy for having this conversation.
No.
But,
I mean, so
I don't care. I don't care because I talk about this stuff all the time. But
so you know, like on no, I'm with you. So my question is, so when you're saying like you're one with everything, so kind of like Avatar. So where they're talking about how like everything is all intertwined in the universe.
Everything connected,
right,
bro? From a rock on the ground to everything. I could see. It's gonna sound crazy, but I could see the makeup of the dimension that we're in. I could see the air molecules. I could see the makeup of them. I could see the layers of everything. You know,
right?
It was like a grid. You know,
color scheme?
Color, man.
Okay.
High, man, super high definition.
Right.
Better than your 8K, whatever you want to call it. They come out with a 16K. Better than that, bro.
Huh.
It's like everything stood still.
And this is via DMT.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then I could see like they say when they say you have a spiritual guide. Some people have two spiritual guides. I mean, I've been doing all this reading. So this being in gold light was coming toward me. So I'm thinking that's my spiritual guide.
Right.
And I started tripping out. I was like, bro, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I thought I was ready. The room started folding back in geometrical shapes, kind of like the movie Inception.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
So everything's kind of going.
They call them fractals.
Right.
So the first step is, shooting out of the body, the depth of the ego, then it's the fractals, and then you shoot through the universe and you're supposed to come out on the other side.
Right.
So I'm knowing like everything is happening. And I say, oh, the room is folding back in the geometrical shapes, man. And I'm like, man, the next thing is for me to shoot out of the universe. I was like, I don't know if I want to see what I thought I wanted to see. Because my whole reason for wanting to try DMT was to find out like what my purpose was.
Because I remember around that time you were kind of like, I guess I felt you were searching.
Oh yeah,
you
bro.
were just kind of just searching for just the truth.
Truth,
you know what I'm saying?
History, man,
Yeah.
religion. Yeah, I started studying Ifa, West African spiritual system, and all kind of stuff, bro.
Elaborate in greater detail about that for people that don't know what that is.
Well, Ifa, it's a West African spiritual system.
Okay.
Predates Christianity.
Okay. Now, to my recollection, you were saying that there were people. The way that Ifa, I think, was written is kind of like they're saying that they're characters, that were
deities.
Yes.
Orishas.
Right. That they're. I think you were saying something along the lines that basically the Bible was written or copied from that.
There's things
if you believe that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's ancient Egyptian writings
where there's a lot of common denominators.
Will rip from.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, so the room is folding back in geometrical shapes, and this being of golden light is coming toward me, and I was like, man, I got to get back in my body, man. I got to go home, man. I got to go to work tomorrow, man. My wife waiting on me, man.
So here's my question now. So is there a cord that is Do you see yourself from above? Are you hovering? Are you floating? Are
Nah,
you
I was
just
floating,
standing?
bro. I was standing next to myself.
So you're laying down or you're sitting and you're just
I was sitting in a
looking at
chair.
yourself.
But yeah, and I shot out. I was standing like 50 yards back from my body when I shot out, and I walked back up to my body. So I'm standing the whole time, just looking at myself sitting in the chair.
What was that like?
It tripped me out because I was like, "Oh, this shit is real." And like I said, I took my hand, I waved in front of myself. I said, "I wonder if I still have control of my body. Am I going to be able to get back into my body?" I said, "Hey, man, blink your eyes." I said, "Bro,
Wiggle your left toe."
I said, "Blink your eyes, man. Do something." And then I was sitting there. I said, "Okay, you can blink your eye." I say, "Smile, man." And then I smiled. I said, "Okay, cool."
How long? Well, here's my question: when you were sending commands to yourself, your other self, how long? How long was the delay process from when you said do this to how long it took?
Probably like 2 seconds.
So there was actual delay.
Yeah, it's like 2
Well, here's
seconds.
my question: when you were talking to your other self,
Talking to my physical self.
could your physical self react in the same time? Where I say, "Hey, Tony, what?" You know what I'm saying? Or was it, "Hey, Tony," and then you're like,
It was like,
was it kind of like that?
it was like, "Hey, man, blink your eyes." And then it was like,
Yeah, that would creep me the fuck out.
yeah, and I was like,
I would have been creeped the fuck out. Now,
that's
you
when
know
I
what would creep
started-
me out even more if I would have looked at myself like this, you know, and I'm like, "Oh, hell no, hell no." You know,
And then I started
it's
looking
like a
around the
scary
room.
fucking movie.
I started looking around the room, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Man, this shit is real." I said, "I didn't got what I asked for."
Yeah, well, they always say if you're looking for shit, you're gonna find it. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for shit, you're gonna find it. Seeking,
Yeah.
you will find.
So
Seeking,
yeah,
you
man,
will find.
I started resisting that. I had read if you resist, then everything will stop because you're not ready. You know.
Yeah.
So I started resisting. You know, because I thought I was ready.
Stop
but I wasn't.
resisting. Stop
And then
resisting.
all the fractal shapes started coming back. They started folding forward and going back into place, right?
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, I'm back in the back of my body. They say, "Oh man, he back. I go, woo, man, that shit real. I was like, that shit is real. And yeah, man, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that again, no time soon.
Yeah.
I was upset that I didn't go all the way through, but shoot, like I say, I didn't even get
That's an experience within itself.
Yeah, I
You know
shot
what
out of
I'm
my
saying?
body on the first puff. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to take 3 puffs.
Yeah.
And
I
was
mean,
like,
to have an experience like that, you know, I mean, that's probably once in a lifetime experience already. You know, so for you to kind of go through that again and be like,
go all the way.
And here's the crazy part: you already know what you got coming. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh shit.
I know it.
You know,
I know
it's like
what
you got to buckle up. You know, it's like
I know what the steps are, but I don't know what's gonna be on the other side once I get there.
and it might be different because you're a different person now too.
Mm-hmm.
You've been through so many different things, so you know, like you said, everything's an energy thing. So you got to make sure that your energy's right and that you're living right. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what's going to be the other side that waiting for you when you open that door. So I can only imagine, you know, when I go through that process, like, because I am an energy person and I try to do the right things, but you know, like I was telling you before, like, you know, when I was coming home from the casino one time and a spirit came home with me. Remember that shit?
Yeah, you told me that.
And it was just sitting on me, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just fucking paralyzed right here in this fucking chair. I'm paralyzed, and my cousin was like, "Bro, that motherfucker was sitting on you, bro. He was attacking you." You know what I'm saying? So the thing is like, whenever you go to the other side, you know, if you believe this, of course, you know, for the audience, but if you go to the other side, you don't know what the fuck is over there waiting for you. So you got to make sure that whatever shit you got going on in your world, you got to make sure that all that shit is like, you know, above par.
It's right.
Yeah, because you might go somewhere, you might check in, but you may not check out. You know, you got to make sure you know your energy's right and what you got going on, you know, in your universe is right. So whenever you cross over, when you cross over, you know, that you have somebody, you have a friendly on the other side. So for whatever it is that you're seeking, you will find. This portion of the King David Super Show is brought to you in part by Diet Dr. Pepper when you just need more. LaBerge Casino, thank you. Thank you for your money. Love you guys. We make wild adjustments. We're the wild cats. So, how do we do this shit? Stand by. How we?
Stop the cap.
Ain't no cap over here. These are real stories.
Yeah, man.
For real.
So
you can put us on polygraph. This is real.
I'll take it.
Somebody tried to accuse me saying my DMT story is fake. Nah, my shit was real, bro.
Yeah, didn't you say somebody was on your Facebook or not your Facebook? Your
YouTube.
fucking your YouTube's like, man, this is, you know, lying.
Quit lying, man.
Stop lying.
Ain't no lying, bro.
Yeah,
that shit was real. Now, part of me still wants to do it and go through it. I don't know if I want to do ayahuasca because I don't know if I want to be out of my body for hours. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to be hanging around in the other
dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this, though, bro. When I came back, like I said, I felt like I was one with everything. I realized that the universe was huge as hell and that we were just like small
pawns,
specks of dust, you know, in it.
In the grand scheme of things.
And like nothing, like all the bullshit we worried about didn't mean nothing. All the material stuff didn't mean nothing. Your most important is like your family, your relationships, your time. That's the most important things. All this shit we be stressing over, all these bills, all this other stuff, all this man-made shit. It's not important. I came back, bro. I wasn't afraid of death because I was like, man, I know that the physical dies, but the spirit is going to live on.
Knowing that, though, see, the thing is, a lot of people have that fear. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like people need to experience shit like this where you actually have that understanding. So when you the main thing is like knowing that, you know, having that fearless behavior, it allows you to be a better person in life. It makes you take chances, makes you take risks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it knocks your fear out.
Exactly.
He's like,
you know, you're fearless. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's pretty much the fucking story of my life, you know, because literally every day with me is a gamble. You know what I'm saying? Every day is like, because some people live check to check. Some people live month to month. I live day to day.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I just make it look good. You know what I'm saying? But if I was to actually tell you the story of the shit that I actually have to go through and what I'm responsible for, you probably want to shoot yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is like, I don't fear nothing. You know what I'm saying? So when you kind of take that layer of like, fear is, I honestly believe that fear is like, fear is evil. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally, if you put fear in the way, you will not accomplish anything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You should just try and fail. There's do or don't. You know what I'm saying? But woulda, coulda, shoulda? No. You know what I'm saying? That's just making excuses. You know what I'm saying? And so I've always kind of like had a very fearless behavior, and everything with me was always trial by fire. But the reason why, to answer your question, why I would experiment with this is because I want to be able to get that part out of my system, where it's like, okay, I have clarity that I know that when you die, you don't turn into dust. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, we're going somewhere else. Wherever it is that we go, there's something else, you know? And then, so that kind of gives me the green light to like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to put this life into overdrive. We're going to go into 88 miles an hour. You're going to see some serious shit, you know? So you basically take more risks, or you take more calculated risk. I'm not saying be fucking, you know, I'm not going to say to go out there and be reckless, but what I am saying is if you believe in something, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
You only got one life to live, you know? So live it well, you know?
Now, I had a lady that I used to go to on a regular, you know, she does tarot cards and stuff like that. And so I had went and saw her, you know, shortly after I had did the DMT.
Yeah.
And so she was looking at my palms. She said, "What did you do?" I said, "What do you mean?" She go, "What did you do?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Did you die?" She said, "I'm looking at your hands."
Did you have a break? Did you have
my lifeline?
You had a cut in your lifeline?
My lifeline on both my hands are broken in many places, and it wasn't like that before I tried DMT. And I told her what I did, and she was like, "You should never do that again." She was like, "There's other ways to do what you're trying to do, but you shouldn't try that again. But I see that you're going to do it again." So like I say, I want to do it again, but I want to make sure I'm right and ready.
You know, it's funny. I was never going to talk about this, but since you brought this up,
what's up?
I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I've experimented in the black arts. You know what I'm saying? My first wife,
You a warlock?
my first wife was a witch, a practicing witch at that, and she comes from a layers of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mother was a witch, grandmother was a witch. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So she used to do all kinds of weird, convoluted shit. You know, and the crazy thing was I was so used to it. You know what I'm saying? I would come to the house, you'd have that weird smell. You smell those weird oils. You see the red devil lie in all four corners of your house. You know what I'm saying? You'd hear weird shit in the middle of the night. I would just ignore it. I would see literally, I would like, you know, we would be like in the bedroom one time, and, you know, and you would see this candle, a candlelight from the other room now shooting. You see like a flame, you know, it's like, how in the fuck is a candlelight over there on the ceiling? You know, I was just see some really awkward shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so one time she told me to go get my, you know, go get my, go get a reading. So I actually went to like a, you know, a for real one out there in New Orleans, and they were kind of telling me, you know, like some interesting shit. But then when I started traveling abroad, I met this man from Nepal. And I call him the Voodoo man. So he was a numerologist. All he would ask is like, let me read your palm and I need your birth date. So he'd do all this interesting shit on this parchment paper, right? And he told me my past, my present, and my future. And I shit you not, because I brought people to this man. Everything this man ever told me, verbatim, happened. Verbatim. I'm not making this up on a stack of fucking Bibles. Everything this man has ever told me about my past, present, and future has happened. And I've been seeing this man for 5 years. He told me basically about the woman that I'm with now years ago. He told me exactly what she was going to do and how she did it. And it's exactly what I actually thought that who she was today was somebody else. And even my mom said that, because we just had this discussion at dinner the other night. She's like, we thought whoever my girlfriend was today was actually somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because they said that this person's going to be a strong leverage in your life. This person's going to improve your life in these kinds of ways, which that's just private. But the things that she did. You know what I'm saying? And so me and my mom were like, didn't the Voodoo man tell you that? I'm like, yep. Because it came out of her mouth, not mine. She's like, didn't the Voodoo man tell you that this? I'm like, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. How many years ago was that? 5 years ago. So it's interesting, you know. So the weird thing was I've always been involved in the black arts, always been involved in it, but just kind of like indirectly involved.
See, but the thing about
You know
it
what I'm
is, though, is it really the black arts, or just people just put a negative
connotation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just the label of it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of what do you call them? Charlatans, fakes. You know, this, that, and the other. You got to be able to know the real from the fake. You know, people that are there just to take your money. This guy refused to take my money. And it was funny. Here's the crazy part. I saw the Voodoo man when I was fat and when I was skinny. I thought I would throw him off. Because remember when I lost all that weight in 1 year?
Mm-hmm.
I went back to go see him. And it was funny. I sit down with him. And he's like, why are you here? I've already told you. That was exactly what he says. Like, why are you here again?
Yeah.
I've already told you. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Because I don't look the same. I lost half my body weight. So I was sitting down with this man at 4 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, and it's in the middle of the night. I sit down with him. And it was hilarious. Like, why are you here? I've already told you. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. You're going to die at this age. Blah, 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 blah. He told me my death. He told me when I'm going to die. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so he told me, he's like, you're going to have a good year this year. You're going to have a good year this year. You're going to have a good year this year. You're going to have a bad year this year. You're going to have a bad year this year. And it was exactly right. He told me about my love life. He told me about my future. He told me about everything. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So what I would do is I would fall back. I will go back. Actually, I need to go see him because I haven't seen him since COVID. You know what I'm saying? I've not seen this man since fucking COVID. But the thing is, I've been meaning to go back to go see him again because like so much shit has happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I just kind of like want to go follow up with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he'll probably just say the same shit because I've seen this man about 4 or 5 times. And I
Yeah.
actually brought a friend of mine. I flew a friend of mine to that country because I knew nobody would fucking believe me. And he read him and he told him the same shit. He's like, God damn, dude, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I recorded it. And I'm like, did it happen? He's like, yep. He told me my past, my present, and my future.
Yeah, that shit. It be spot on, bro.
Yeah.
And you be thinking it's gonna be one way. It comes out exactly how they say, but not how you think. Not how you think.
You
But it comes out.
You cannot escape. The long story short is you cannot escape your destiny. Your destiny is written. Now, you could do shit that prolongs your destiny. You know what I'm saying? You could do some dumb shit that'll prolong your destiny, but like you said, your EAOS ended up being your EAOS.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They tried to fuck you, but something happened that unfucked you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, granted, it hurt. It hurt a little bit, but you got the same result. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like when people try to, so the moral of the story is you could try to fight your destiny and kind of go through bumps in the road and purposely kind of like go through deviations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of deviate this or kind of make adjustments to deviate that to try to get a different kind of result, but you end up getting the same result. It might be more painful.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get the same result. You might have a more painful, reality of that same result because
Journey.
exactly your journey. They always say it's not the destination, it's the journey. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's pretty much the story of my fucking life is the journey getting to where we are today or where we are going.
Mm-hmm.
The journey. So I am anxious, because if you were to tell me that this is what I'd be doing 10 years ago, I'd have laughed at you. I'm like, there's no fucking way that I would be doing this, and I'm all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because like, if I was to just to give you the fucking blueprint of everything that I'm doing right now, you would think this is fiction. You would think that's like I'm writing a fairy tale. You know what I'm saying? But it is reality. And that is the crazy part. It is fucking reality. And so like right now, I'm like, all right, for me, it's like life right now is a roller coaster ride. It's a roller coaster ride. Buckle up. And we live minute to minute, day to day, week to week, month to month. That's the way I live. You know what I'm saying? So every day you just don't know, and that's the truth. That is the truth. So, I mean, so it's like, everything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Long story short is like, things are possible, but sometimes they're not practical. You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of anything is possible, but it's not always practical. You see what I'm saying?
The other one was anything is possible, but is it probable?
Is it probable, but is it practical? Hold on. Let's go to our cheat sheet here. Podcast cheat sheet. So, shout out to Kabooty. Never mind. But, Kabooty. Booty. So possible, but not practical leads to delusion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, the original topic, I guess what we were talking about was, this, so, the main thing is like, what we're originally going to talk about is like, there's nothing wrong with setting goals, but have practical goals. Things are possible, but are they practical? You know what I'm saying? So if you go into a casino with $10, is it possible to win $1 million? Probably not. Is it possible? Yeah. But is it practical? No. You know what I'm saying? So can you rob a bank? Possible. Practical? No. You know what I'm saying?
Can you get away with it?
Can you get away with it? Probably not. So just don't do it.
Yeah, shit. We went to high school with somebody that got away with it.
We did, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. I put that away in a.
What up, homie?
What up, dog? Cell Block 9E.
Good man, good guy, funny brother, boy.
Yeah,
funny.
man.
Super funny brother. Should have been a comedian instead of a bank robber.
I indirectly knew a bank robber, and it was crazy. The dude was a war veteran. The guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but the guy was a war veteran, and he was shell shocked. He was one of those guys that actually was returned because he was having too much. I don't know what you want to call it, killjoy. He was having too much of it. You know what I'm saying? Too many, what do you call them? Too many kills. Too many. You know what I'm saying? And so it just got to the point where he was shell shocked and they had to send him home. So you created this animal, you know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna have to deal with him.
Yeah.
You know, this is what you created. This it's kind of like Rambo, you know, this is what you created. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad when what you created kind of turns on you, you know, and then comes to find out, like, you know, we had mutual friends. And then next thing you know, I heard like, yeah, dude, he fucking robbed a bank. He got away with it. Dude robbed a bank. You know how they caught him? They have like RFIDs in the cash. You know, like like when they strap your money, they actually put RFIDs in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they tracked it. They tracked the money back to where he hid it, because apparently he had it hidden for like 3-4 months, and they found it and they found him, and that was a wrap. And so they took him to jail. They took him back to jail. But I think he went to jail under like insanity though, or they put him in a mental institution. He didn't even serve real time because he's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I work with a cat that got out of the Navy and joined the Army because he wanted to kill people. We was doing Iraqi freedom during that time.
Yeah.
This cat had made every time he went up for rank, he made it first time up. So he had made E6, man, and like as fast as you can make it. And I said, man, the next thing up for you, man, is chief. He said, bro, but I want to kill somebody. I said, what? He said, I want to kill somebody. I said, man, you got your wife, your 2 beautiful daughters, bro. Why you want? I just want to kill somebody. So, man, he did a crossover program. He called it from blue to green.
Yeah.
Crossed over, kept his rank. He was a military police officer in the Navy. Crossed over to MP in the Army.
Yeah.
And, man, went on about his business, man. He joins because he wanted to kill people.
I was actually I was in A school with the guy who murdered his parents. How he made, I don't get it. It was over something like, and I'm just kind of like, this dude is fucking crazy. You know, I just thought he was joking. He was like, oh yeah, I murdered my parents. And I started asking around. I was like, yeah, he murdered his fucking parents. You know, how he got in, I have no idea. That just threw me for a fucking loop. It's like, how did this guy even make it through basic training? How did he even make it through a psyche eval? You know, or why is he even here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why is he even here? Why is he not in jail or mental institution? You know, so it's just weird, like the shit that you run into. And I mean, like during my term or my tenure while I was in, I ran into a few that were a little thrown off, but nothing like that. You know, nothing where I actually feared my life being around this person. Where it's like, like for real, this dude really creeped me the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd never want, like, you know, and I'm literally have to look at this guy every day because he's sitting next to me at night of class, you know? And I'm like, I don't even want to be near this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's why, like, when I was hustling around the time, that's why I kind of purposely like, it was a self-paced class. So I think you had 8 weeks to graduate. I think it took me 21 weeks to graduate, you know? Because I'm like, this dude creeped me the fuck out. I'm like, look, you need to just get on with your shit. I'm over here hustling anyway, so I'll let you laugh me. So I don't want this guy in my class anymore. So I let him graduate. And I just kind of stuck around because the dude creeped me the fuck out. And I don't know. Yeah. That just the world is full of them. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
threw me the fuck off. So I've met some very interesting, strange people. There's another dude. The more I think about it, there was another dude. This dude was a straight up criminal. He was a gangbanger, and I think they processed him out for drugs, and then when he got out, he was a murderer.
Wow.
Remember that one song that we made, we did a loop to, that G's for Life? Remember, back in the day or whatever?
Yeah.
That was the artist. That was the guy. Yeah. Big drug guy. Big time drug guy. And when they kicked him out, and then he I think he went back to Kansas City or whatever, and I found out that he was just killing, he was a gangbanger. Just I met some really served with some thrown off ass people. You know,
man, a lot of people think that, you know, once you join the military, it's totally different from the outside world. No, the military is just,
it enhances who you really are.
Just like the civilian world, you got prostitutes, pimps, dope dealers, gangsters, game bangers, ass kissers. Okay. It's just like the real world. Just everybody's wearing the same uniform.
The main thing is like people go there to hide. That's the best way I could describe it. A lot of people go there to hide. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we had one guy. He was a big time weed dealer. A lot of people knew that he was a big time weed dealer. Some guys that came by his apartment, they had smoked with him, but they told him that they had got in an argument, and they said, "Man, we're gonna come back. We're gonna jack you. We're gonna take all this shit." They told him that. So him and his wife is in the apartment. The dude's kicking the door in the middle of the night. Man, he pulled his pistol out. Man, he shot out 3 of them dead. Right? Shit was on the news. Home invasion. Right? So the story gets everybody around knows the real story of what happened. So the story gets to the command. They find out that the reason why those guys came in his house was to steal the weed from him.
Yeah.
They came in with guns. He defended himself. He shot them all dead. So they piss test him.
Yeah.
Piss tests in the military are supposed to be random. So they piss test him because they hear that, he said he's slanging weed.
Right.
They piss test him. Yeah, he popped positive. I believe for weed and some other stuff, maybe cocaine. Because it wasn't a random piss test, the Navy shot themselves in the foot.
Oh, because it's kind of like entrapment then?
Yeah, because they was going after him instead of it being just a random piss test.
Right.
So he got out. They had to process him out because they came at him wrong. They broke their own rules.
Right.
And he got out, man. He didn't get out with a dishonorable discharge.
Probably general and honorable conditions.
Yeah, but man,
they probably gave him an RE4.
That dude, he could never come back in.
Yeah.
But he got out with some money. The thing about it too is, man, he wasn't the same after he had killed those 3 guys. He used to walk around spaced out. It's not normal to be taking a life. It's not a normal everyday thing.
No, I mean,
he was spaced out. A lot of people
even witnessing that, a lot of people you went through that. You went through that when you were in Colombia.
Yeah, I seen 5 people get shot in the back of the head and thrown in the ocean. But man, a lot of people didn't want to hang around that guy because he just looked spaced out.
Yeah. Yeah, you're shell shocked or you have PTSD, and it's just like once you kind of the problem is whenever you go through certain kinds of trauma, that is who you are. You know what I'm saying? That is who you are, and that's who you are forever. And some people just can't get past that. Once it's there, it's kind of like once you move the rock is moved. You can't unmove the rock. That's what you are. That's you make decisions and you got to stick with them.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one guy. He was very disturbing. He's a little kind of off. This guy here, he was a fucking child molester. He was a signalman, SM2, and he was working in the armory. And somehow, some way, MWR gets a phone call, I guess, from like his wife or some shit. And somehow word got back to the command that, he was touching his kid or some shit like that. So then they go over, he was living in base housing. So they send the DOD to go check him out. And then he works in the armory. So comes to find out he was stealing all kinds of fucking small arms. They had like some M60s up in there. He was stealing night vision goggles, like, Gen 3. Like this ain't cheap shit. He had grenades in there. He was stealing all kinds of shit from the armory. So you don't know what kind of other shit that he was into, but then comes to find out, he was over here molesting his own daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into detail, but they basically found out that he was doing this. They didn't fucking process him out. They put his ass in Leavenworth. Mm-hmm. They took his ass to Leavenworth. You know what I'm saying? So, and they've separated him from his family, and that was what it was. So, and then because they hit him for all kinds of charges. Mm-hmm. So the military's full of them. Very, very strange. And he was a very awkward dude. And that's the crazy part. The dude was fucking awkward. I mean, I tolerated him because I had to work with him, but the dude was awkward. Yeah.
Man, yeah. Like I said, we was in doing Iraqi freedom. Man, it was a couple guys that was activated. It was reservists. They was activated. And they was working military police with me. And one guy told me, man, when the war started, the war started being over and they would start to pull people out, he was sticking around as long as he could. he was trying to stay active as long as he could. Him and his other girl, they had kind of like started dating. They were the last two reservists on the whole base. Everybody else was full-time active duty. And he was like, bro, I don't want to go home. I was like, man, why you don't want to go back home? He's like, man, he said, bro, I was a junkie. He's like, military saved my life. Me being activated saved my life. He said, all I did was get high. He said, I wasn't shit.
He was afraid of himself.
Yeah, he said, I don't want to go back to that city. I don't want to go back. He said, man, I'm a different person here. And then he wound up getting hired on with the local police department.
Right.
And made a good life for himself.
Yeah.
The girl he was talking to, man.
Was she good for him or was she toxic?
She was cool, man. I used to work with her. She was cool as hell. She's one of the hardest workers.
Yeah.
Come to find out, she was a druggie too. And when they told her, you can't stay here anymore. We gotta send you back. Her time was up. I remember I had to my vehicle was broke down. So I had to catch the Greyhound from Corpus Christi to Houston. So I'm at the Greyhound station, downtown Corpus. And I see this chick, man. She got a military sea bag. She got a Navy sea bag, but she homeless looking.
Yeah.
But she favors this chick that was on the base with me.
Yeah.
So some say, man, get close enough to where you can read her bag. Because that'll tell you her last name.
Right.
So I look and sure enough, the names match. So I holler her name. And she looks at me, she makes eye contact. She had a bus ticket, but when she looked at me, she took off running. She grabbed a bag, put her head down, took off running. And she missed her bus. I guess she was so embarrassed of me seeing her like that.
Yeah.
Man, this girl was always clean cut, one of the nicest people, in shape, hard worker. And old boy had told me that she had a drug problem before that she had got activated. And that she was sticking around because she wasn't trying to go back to the life shit that she was living before. And once they, took her off active duty, she got back into the drugs locally or in that area. And she was homeless, man. She was selling her body and stuff like that. Yeah, man.
Some people have these demons, it's inescapable,
It hurt my heart to see her like that, bro.
I went through something very, very, very similar to this. Woman I married, and she had a substance abuse problem. These were things I did not know. You know what I'm saying? I knew that she when we met, that she was in AA, but she never told me why. You know what I'm saying? I just thought she was drinking, this, that, and the other. No, she was drugging. You know what I'm saying? She was drugging. And the sad part is like, you got to understand, people kind of do shit like this because they're trying to escape some kind of reality. You know what I'm saying? People do, like when we were talking about addictions. Yeah. There's a difference between, like I said, I was differentiating gambling from, other things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People, like I said, people do drugs. People, drink. People do certain kinds of things because they're filling a void or they're trying to escape the reality there. They don't want to live the reality that they live in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or they've been exposed to certain things. So whatever it was, I guess that, my ex-wife was going through in her early years was so traumatic that she was trying to get the fuck away from there. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, she was into some strange shit, and her parents were into some strange shit, and unfortunately, this is actually how she died. You know what I'm saying? It was substance abuse. You know what I'm saying? So when we were together, she was drinking and drugging, and I didn't know this. I didn't know this till like the day after we got married. You know what I'm saying? One day I'm literally, we're getting ready to move, and I come home, she's all fucked up like this. She's literally just like this, drooling on herself. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking joking. You know what I'm saying? Never seen her in this state of mind ever. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not gonna get into too much detail about how or why. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that was just the reality of things. I'm like, so now I gotta deal with this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, this is bullshit. And just things kind of continued to it was a downward spiral. You know what I'm saying? And so the person that I knew, or the person that I thought that I knew, kind of, I just kind of felt like, God damn, dude. It's like the person that I was in love with for the last 2 years was not the person that I married. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of it was very upsetting watching it because I knew from when that happened, it was over. And then that's what ended up leading to her. It was ultimately, it was a downward spiral from day one. You know what I'm saying? And that's what led to her death. You know what I'm saying? And it was just, it's very disheartening to watch it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing worse than watching somebody you love go through something like this because there's nothing you can do. You could lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And that's what happened. As fucked up as that is. They should ruin your life. Period.
Yeah.
And so the sad part is once somebody's exposed to something, there's really kind of nothing you do to unfuck it. That's their destiny, And I tried everything I could to try to make it work. I tried to fix it. I tried to do everything to make it work. Doctors, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Nope. You know what I'm saying? Had her inpatient 2 times into the hospital. Doctors, it went bankrupt. Lost everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lost everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was what it was. But bad shit, bro. Bad shit, man. This portion of King of David Studios is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. You can listen to us on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SiriusXM, Spotify Podcasts. Available on Pandora, Amazon Music, Audible, Amazon Alexa, Radio Public, CastBox, iHeartRadio. Check out your boy tswin at tswin music.
Yes, sir.
You can hear it on Spotify Transportation Music Album.
Yes, sir. Available now.
Available now
streaming platform.
On all streaming platforms.
Just download it, stream it.
I'm sorry, man. We just kind of got totally left field. We were completely off topic, but we have other topics we can talk about. We can do it another time.
Yeah.
But
go get that album, man.
Go get that album. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Let's see. And we're going to end on this one right here. Let's see what we got here. Does this work?
Hey. Have you seen my commercial the other day?
Yes, sir.
Reloaded. I just dropped one out, but now I'm reloaded. Boys trying to hate on how I get my freight. I be putting it in they face.
Like Angel Reese. LSU, what's up?
I'm reloaded.
What?
Reloaded. I just dropped one out, but now I'm reloaded.
Yeah.
Boys trying to hate on how I get my freight.
I be putting it in their face. They trying to decode it.
Yeah. I'm reloaded. I be coming around the mountain when I come, boy.
Yeah.
Hit the highway like a drum, boy.
What?
I hit on the grind, got a stunt, boy.
Yeah.
I got freight from the back to the front, boy.
Hey. Where it's cold, where they snowboard.
Uh-huh.
I make a call when it's slow on the low board.
What you got?
What?
Hit the broker, send me something quick. I be moving tire. I be slanging bricks.
Shit slanging bricks.
Anywhere.
In the hood.
In the hood.
Cross country. I'm good.
On the wood. On the plastic pallet.
Just load me up, bro, and let me work my magic. Truck stop. DAC. Select this, I go ham, I go APE.
Just give me the dope number, then
Then
I'm
I'm
back
back.
in. The
Shipper know me by my name, cause I'm
Back again.
I'm reloaded. I just dropped one out, but now I'm reloaded.
Hey, Don texted me, say,
I hate on how I get my freight. I be putting it in their face, they trying to decode it. I'm reloaded. I just dropped one out, but now I'm reloaded. Boys trying to hate on how I get my freight. I be putting it in their face, they trying to decode it.
What?
Reloaded. I'm
What?
reloaded.
What?
That's on the Transportation Music, the album. From your guy tswin, man. You like it, man? Like I say, man, check the album out. It's gonna be on something. It's gonna be something on there that you love, man. Got something on there for everybody.
Yeah, man.
All Transportation Music, man. We gonna make you bounce, roller skate.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
You heard it. You heard it here first. You could have been anywhere else. that you're here with us. And we
Exactly.
thank you. Oh, let me
What's
give
up,
you an
bro?
update. Let me give you an update. Hold on. Let me give you an update. Hold on. How do I do this?
They watching.
Indeed they are.
Real G's don't die. We just multiply.
Oh, Master P. I love Master P.
Always feel
Like somebody's watching me.
I'm paranoid. I
With the
can't
teeth.
sleep. I'm in the pie game.
My game. Moby Dick looked like it was a crackhead, bro. He was skinny ass with the gold teeth.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do I do this? Okay. I want to pull up our. Here we go. Check this out.
Yeah.
I want to pull up our metrics. Check this out. So, right now, stand by. Okay, 700. Okay, so we only have 11 episodes, 713 hours, or 713, because each one of our shows almost like an hour and a half. 713 times it was played out of 11 episodes. Let's see. The average episode gets played 29 times. Check this out. Analytics. Here we go. Okay. This is amazing. How do I do this? Audience. Check this out. Okay. United States, Canada, UK, Israel, Philippines, Thailand, UAE, Germany, France, Ireland, Australia, Denmark, Malawi, Spain, India, Nigeria, South Africa, Vietnam, the Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, Colombia, Poland, and Ghana. Not bad, man.
West Africa.
Not bad. We in Africa, baby.
What side?
West side.
Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast, Africa. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's 22 or 23 countries. Yeah, man.
What's up?
Yeah, man. I told you, get on that Indian server and that German server, got us out there. So, very happy. Shout out to Africa. Shout out to Africa.
Shout out to the motherland.
Shout out to the motherland. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with us, and we thank you. Peace, love, and hair grease.